I love when men teach men a lesson and are speaking directly to men. We women, we can speak. We can give our points of view. We can do all of that. But for whatever reason, they hear a female voice and it goes in one ear, gets processed through their brains, and comes out on the other side as womp 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 womp. So I appreciate this man taking the time to help these people understand that the 1950s, or the myth of the 1950s, was not beneficial to women, and that is the reason why women have been changing in every form or fashion. We didn't have the opportunity to make our own decisions as far as our bodies and our money was concerned. So everything that we did was for survival. So men are looking back at that time because women were second class citizens. We had no recourse. And of course, these people that have a control issue want to go back to that time when women were controllable. So I appreciate this man taking the time to speak in a manly voice, and maybe other men will take heed because us women saying that, for whatever reason, the males can't grasp our voices, our words, our whatever we're saying, but maybe they can hear it from a man. I have two videos of him that is coming after this, after me speaking. So jump into the comments afterwards. Tell me what you think. Like, comment, share.
Why have every man to change, but never the woman in a relationship? So here's the thing you're missing with this question. Women have changed. They've been changing. They've been evolving over the last 70 years as far as what women are capable of and what they want out of life. Our conceptualization, in many cases, of masculinity is still stuck in the 50s. That's why it might seem like every man has to change now, because the previous relationship structure was so lopsided, it permanently had female submission as an expectation to a normal relationship. And we still have a lot of those generalizations and stereotypes and that jargon rattling around. And when we stay in these conversations long enough, the stereotypes just roll off our tongue because we really haven't taken the time to analyze why we think the way that we do about women and about relationships. In many cases, elsewise, why would we ask this question? A lot of us, men, seem to be more concerned over who's the breadwinner than whether or not there's enough bread. Here's what we're struggling with in 2023. Not all men, but many of us men. We seem to be saying that if I can't be a man and receive the privileges that a man was afforded in the 1950s, as we conceive, namely with female submission, namely if women won't behave as women, as I understand women should behave, then I don't want to be a man anymore. Let me approach this from a different angle. We want to hold women to a 1950s standard of femininity without looking deeper into what 1950s values in America actually were. See, you think the 1950s were based on wholesome American family values, when in reality 1950s American values were based on racism and sexism and homophobia. And even people to whom that society was set up to benefit found it restrictive, found it oppressive, found that they couldn't really be themselves. So rather than toiling to make manhood great again, because we have swallowed the propaganda of a perfect past that never was, let us make manhood better than it has ever been by finding balance, by developing habits of mindfulness and emotional intelligence, and working with the women in our lives.